Hi, welcome back to the section of Hive. In our previous section, we have seen how to create a table or how to access Hive and what's the difference between manage a table and an external table, and how to load data into a table, how to drop table. In this section, we'll see how to create an row format delimited table. Let's say you have a file which is pipe delimited, and how to make sure that Hive understands that your input is an pipe delimited format. So in order to make your Hive understand, let's create a table that understands a pipe delimited input file. For that, I'm using something like create table test2 id int name string. Yeah. And I'll just tell this table that I'm gonna load a pipe delimited file by saying that row format delimited and fields terminated by something called pipe. So that's it. Now my table test2 will know that I'm gonna enter or load some data which is a pipe delimited format. Let's create a file now. So vim hive input2.txt, right? So I'll give something like 123 and abc 234 cde 456 efg 678 ghi. Yeah, I'm saving my file. I just wanted to put this table, put this data into HDFS. I will put this into user training path. Yeah. So now I got to load this table. Load data in path. What is the path? User training path. Hive input2.txt into table test2. That's it. Select star from test2. Yeah, I've loaded a pipe delimited file into table test2. Okay. So this is how you got to specify your table that you are gonna load some delimited file. Let it be pipe or hash or something. Okay. So control A is the default delimiter of Hive. If your file is something which is of control A delimited, then you don't need to explicitly mention that your row format is delimited and fields are terminated by control A. Control A is the default delimiter in Hive. Now, I'm going to show you something which is really interesting. That's an important property of Hive either. So that's nothing but partitioning. So how to partition your tables in Hive? It's pretty straightforward. I'm just create table test3. Okay, I'm just giving same thing like id int. Okay, id int name string. Yeah, again I would say that row format is delimited. Before that, I got to tell something like this. I'm gonna partition this table. So what is that? Partitioned by location something, location I'm giving, which is something like string. Yeah, so again I would tell that it's a row format delimited and fields are terminated by pipe. Yeah, so when I describe extended table test3, so I would look at something interesting here. See here, I have, and previously when we are looking at manage a table which doesn't have any partitioning, right? It has all the partition columns as null. It doesn't have anything in this particular place. But when we created a partition table, we have some data over here, which is, it is telling the partition column is location, which is of type string. Yeah. So Let's load some data into this particular table, which is partitioned on location. Yeah, so for that, let me prepare some input files. I have already have input2.txt, hive input2.txt, which I'm gonna use. I'll use something like hive input3.txt. I'm using something called this is another file of mine. I'll create another file. Okay, I'm just creating 3 files. I'll just put these files into again user training path. I mean, you can ask me why I'm creating 3 input files, right? So you'll understand once I load these files into my Hive table. Okay, so let's load the data into this table test3. Load data in path, right? In path user training hive input2.txt into table, which is my test3, and I've partitioned my table based on I've created something like partition by location string, right? Partition by location string. This is what I had mentioned. So while loading, I got to tell it which partitioning I'm loading. I'm just loading the partition called partition location equal to something like North America. Yeah. So the users who are there in hive input2.txt belong to North America. So I've loaded. So when I do something called select star from test3, so I've got something called 4 users who belong to North America. So let's again load another partition, which is hive input3.txt into test3, and my partition would be South America. Yeah, I've loaded my table. So see here, I've got another partition which is South America. Okay, let's load the last partition, which is hive input4.txt into again test3. Now my partition would be something like Asia Pacific. Okay, so see here, I've got all the 3 partitions who belong to Asia Pacific, North America, and South America. Right, so let's go and look at my hive location, which is when I give something called describe extended test3, it would give me the location where my files will be stored. It's nothing but user hive warehouse training2.db test3. Let's see how my the files will be stored in yeah. See here, even the files are segregated depending upon the partition, right? The advantage of partitioning is now that when we loaded all the 3 partition files into my table, which is test3, if I wanted to query, if I wanted to do some analysis only on the users that belong to North America, right? When you give select star from table test3 where location equal to North America, your hive will directly refer to this particular file where your users of North America is stored. Okay, so it's like your query will be optimized. The results will be coming down in very quick manner because we are not querying the entire data into your test3. Rather, you are specifically going and selecting a specific location users. So this would increase your performance. Okay, now that we have loaded a very small data sets, assume a situation where you are loading 3 billions of employees. 1 belong to Asia Pacific, 1 belong to North America, 1 billion belong to North America, and 1 billion belong to South America. So when you are querying 1 billion records out of 3 billion, so when you are specifying your partition, then it would be very easy for your query to go and pick that particular file which belongs to the specific location which you wanted to. So this is how you increase your performance using something called partitioning in Hive. There is something other thing called bucketing. Yeah, bucketing is something like further partitioning your data. So I'll show you in my next video how to bucket your data, and after which we'll see some interesting concepts of Hive like map site join. Yeah, we'll see those properties available in Hive. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you had enjoyed this video. Bye bye.